Hi everybody, it's Wynn. It is Saturday morning before our extended week of spring break, and I'm here in the office trying to share what I've learned over the last week in my exploration of Zoom, how to record lectures in Zoom, how to hold office hours, etc. So I just thought I would record a little video here to show everybody else how to do it, or at least how I'm doing it. That might not be the best way. I know that there are a lot of people here on campus who have more experience with Zoom and might actually know better ways to do it than when I'm doing it, but this is what I've figured out, and so I thought I might as well share so that other people can save the time. So this is an example of how a PowerPoint would look if you want to record yourself giving the lecture over the PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you today, hopefully, how to launch Zoom. So you can already see that you might need to move your little box around so that you can see the PowerPoint. So how to launch Zoom from the first place if you're absolutely new to Zoom, how to change your background, how to hold Zoom office hours, and how to record yourself giving a lecture like this one. One thing that I just noticed is you might want to be looking at the camera instead of at your PowerPoints. So that's already one tip that I just realized from doing this. Okay, so maybe you've never used Zoom before. So basically, thanks to Jay Benedict and the other folks that are helping to prep us for this new adventure, we've each been given our own Zoom channel. So that means that you have your own basically ID number that's going to last you for the rest of the semester. And that's unique to you, so you can use that for all of your classes. You can use that for your Zoom office hours. And the way that you find that is to, you can do it a couple of ways, but the easiest way is to go into Canvas. Jay has already put this within all of our Canvas classes. So you go into Canvas and you can find that either on your home page, or depending on if you've already set a different home page, it'll be at the top of your modules. So that'll look like this. Again, let me move my little self here. So basically, once you're in Canvas, for me, it's at the top of my modules page. So you can see here that I'm on modules, and that you just click on your little Zoom link here. So once you click on that, you'll see a little box like this. It'll show your name. It'll show whether you want to join with computer audio. That just means that you're going to use the mic that's built into your laptop as opposed to like an external mic or something like that, like a headset. So most of us will be clicking on join with computer audio. Okay, so then once you're in a Zoom session, it's going to kind of look like this. There'll be a big black screen. It'll have your name on it, and you'll have some options at the bottom. Sometimes those options go away, and you kind of need to just move your mouse or hover over your screen, and they'll appear again. So one of the things that you'll probably want to do is go to the bottom left hand of your screen. You'll see a little icon that says Start Video. You'll probably want to click on that and change it so that the video shows up. The other thing that you'll see is that little mute button in the bottom left hand of your screen, and you probably won't want to have that clicked because they'll be talking, but you'll probably want to have your students click on that. So I'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so one fun thing that you can do if you're interested in just trying to make a little bit of lightheartedness in your lecture is you can change your video background, your virtual background. So you can see here that if you click on the little up caret thing that's next to your Start Video icon, you'll see something that says Choose Virtual Background. If you click on that, oh, sorry, I guess I put in here that you might want to tell your students to click on mute. So when I've used Zoom in the past, if you have more than a few people on the Zoom link all at once, there's a lot of background noise, and if two people try to talk at once, you can't hear either person. So general best practices is that you have everybody mic'd, have their mic muted unless they're actually talking. So if you have a bunch of people in class, you might want to say something like, okay, Jamie, tell me what you are thinking. And then Jamie will unmute his or her mic and then talk and then mute it again, basically. So you'll really only want to have one or two people unmuted at any given time because it just saves with the background noise and that kind of thing. Okay, another thing that you can use in Zoom, I'll go back to the virtual background thing in just a second, but another thing that you might want to use in Zoom is the chat function. So if you click on the little chat icon, what will happen is there'll be a little sidebar that pops up here like this, and then people can actually type in questions as you're giving your lecture so they're not interrupting you, so they're not trying to unmute their mic. And so you can see basically that if anyone can start this during the Zoom session, they can type in a little question over here. And if they have a question that's for the whole class, or they want to respond to a question that you've given them, at the bottom here, you can see that they can change to whom is this chat going. So it's automatically set to everyone. But if you just clicked on that little down caret, then you could say, I want to choose anyone else who's in the Zoom session. So you could say just to the professor. Or you as the professor could send just to one student, like, hey, Joan, I see that you're on your phone, get off your phone, or whatever you would want to send to that one student. Just make sure that you're careful with this and that you're not sending something mean to Joan that everyone will see. Okay, so back to the virtual background thing. If you wanted to choose a virtual background, what you can do is click on that option that said choose virtual background. And then what you'll see is a screen that looks like this. So basically, for my Zoom, there were a couple of images auto-loaded in here. You can choose any image that you want by clicking on the little plus sign and then searching for a JPEG file that you have saved on your computer. So what I did is I actually saved this picture of Hogwarts. So basically, if you change your virtual background, you'll be able to see that your background will change, and you could be on a beach, or you can be in outer space, or whatever. So it's a fun thing to play with if you are interested in that, and besides just having your house or your office in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna move myself again so you can see this screen better. Okay, so how do you hold office hours in Zoom? Like I said before, Jay thankfully has given all of us our own Zoom channel. So students can just click on that in Canvas, like I showed you before, at the top of modules or on your homepage. And the good part about this is that it's the same for all of your students in all of your classes or your advisees. So you could say to all of your students, hey, I'm going to have virtual office hours Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 o'clock. And any student from any of your classes can click on that Zoom and they can all reach you all at the same time. It's not individual to each class. So you're available to anyone, and you can click on that whenever you want, and you can also email that to other people. So let's say, for example, that you're going to have an advising session. So you have some people who are your advisees who aren't actually in one of your classes. You can still send that same Zoom link to your advisees and have an advising office hour, for example. So how do you do that? How do you know where that link is so that you can email it to other people? So let me show you that here. So if you're not going to use Canvas, what you can do is once you're in a Zoom session, you can click on the little invite icon that I've marked here that's at the bottom of your screen. And when you click on that, basically what you'll see is this little screen will pop up saying, okay, how do you want to invite people to the meeting? And what you want to do is click on the email functioning that's right here. So if you click on email, it'll show you this screen. You just click on default email here where the red arrow is marking, so default email, and then you'll see your Zoom link pop up. So then you can type in whomever you'd like to invite to your meeting, and it'll be this link that is your standing link, the one that will always be working for you for the rest of the semester. So it's really slick, and it's a nice way for you to make sure that you're still communicating well with your students if they want to do the live face-to-face thing instead of just email. Okay, so the big thing is how to record your lectures just like I'm doing now. So Zoom is the way that I plan to record my lectures and upload them so that students can see them pre-recorded and watch them on their own time, and they don't have to be in a live lecture because some students don't have that accessibility. So before you get started, you have to do two things. You have to make your PowerPoint slides like the ones that I've made for this little session right here. And the second thing is, and this might be a little bit more intimidating, is you have to actually make your own YouTube channel. So I'm going to be honest with you, you might need to go to somebody else for help with that. I actually made one of these accidentally like 4 years ago, so I don't even really know how I did it. But what I would suggest is talk to somebody who knows more than I do, or what I would do is just Google how to make a YouTube channel. And it looks like it's pretty simple, but I already did it, so I didn't redo it. But I'm going to show you how to upload your videos to YouTube here in a second. So again, what I would say is kind of a best practice that I've seen in a lot of communication is, number one, you're not going to be able to just upload your videos directly to Canvas. You do have to make a YouTube channel. And the reason for that is because Canvas has a certain amount of data that is allowed for any given Canvas page. And these videos are too much data. So basically, you're going to run out of room on your Canvas page if you keep uploading videos. So you have to put them on YouTube and then put the links on Canvas. The other thing that I would just note when you're making the videos is you want to make them a maximum of about 20 minutes. This is both to keep the students' attention, but also just for upload and download purposes. You don't want the files to be too big if students are trying to download them and watch them later, something like that. You want to just make sure that you're kind of doing little chunks of videos and uploading those to YouTube. So I'll show you how to do the upload in a second, but the first thing you'll have to do is create a YouTube channel. But then, hey, you have a YouTube channel. You can, be like David Klee, and he puts all these awesome videos of him playing music on YouTube. So play with it, I guess. Have fun with it. Okay. So once you have your YouTube channel, it's going to look like this. So this is mine. You can see I have, before this video, uploaded a single video. So basically, you can put a little picture. This is a picture of my dog. You can see that I did a 30-second Zoom test just to see if I knew what I was doing before I made this video. So you'll see all of the videos that you're going to eventually upload here on your YouTube channel. So like I said, I'll show you how to actually upload it here in a second. But first, you have to actually make your video. Okay, so in Zoom, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your camera is on first, right? So you click on your little start video icon and make sure that your camera's on to start. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click on share screen. So share screen is this little green guy, and that will basically, when you click on that, it's going to show you any tabs that you have open on your laptop. So it'll look kind of like this, or however many tabs you have, and you click on the one that's the PowerPoint that you want to actually present. So you should have that tab open before you get started. Once you have your PowerPoint open on your screen, you'll see the little video of yourself like I'm here in the corner, and you can make it bigger, you can make it, you can move it around, right? So you can basically position that for however you want with your PowerPoint in the background, like this one is. And then once you're ready, you click on the little record button. So it's gonna potentially be in two different places. From some people, you're gonna wanna hover over your Zoom background and then it'll be at the bottom of your screen like this one is here. But for other people, oh, hang on, one more screen. For other people, let me move this. You're gonna actually have to find this menu at the top of your screen, and you're gonna have to choose record on this computer here from the little menu that pops up. So the record button might be in a couple different places. You have to just kind of move your mouse around to find the record button. Once you hit record, it's going. So if you want to learn editing software, you can. I'm just gonna go for it. Obviously, I've already kind of like made a couple little slip-ups in my language here, but I think it's more realistic for the students that way, and I don't have time to edit my videos. So record yourself. Of course, you can stop and start over if you want. Once you're done, I'm gonna go back one screen. So once you're done, you're gonna click on pause or stop recording. And then basically, once you have gone through your video, you're gonna click on end meeting. And of course, you might wanna practice this a couple of times before you do a full 20-minute video. But once you click on end meeting, if you've recorded something during that session, Zoom is gonna know that you wanna save that recording. Why else would you have been recording? So it's gonna automatically start to save your video once you hit end meeting. So it's gonna confirm, do you really wanna end your meeting? And you'll click yes, I wanna end my meeting. And then a little screen is gonna pop up saying, this is where I saved your video, basically. So here you can rename it, you can move it to a different spot if you want on your computer so that you know for sure where to find it later. So let's say that you have saved it to your desktop. So you can see here at the top of my desktop, I've got in the second column at the top, I saved it as a BVU HowTo. All right, so now it's just saved onto my desktop so I can find it later. Okay, so then you go back into your YouTube channel and you'll see a little picture of what looks like a video camera with a plus sign on it here. And so you're just gonna click on that little video camera and you're gonna choose upload video. And then it's just gonna show you this screen where you can drag and drop your video. So it's pretty simple. You just move your file over, or you can click on select file and find where you saved it. And then it'll upload that to YouTube. And then you're going to see a screen where you can call your video something. You can write a little description of your video. So this is, lecture 2 for social psychology, whatever you want. You'll also see the link for your video that you'll be uploading to Canvas or sending to your students to watch, however you're going to do that. So that's where you'll be able to find your video once it's on YouTube. Okay, a couple of questions will pop up before you are done saving this to YouTube. It's going to ask you some stuff like, is this a public or a private video? The reason that that matters for us is if you have images or videos that you don't have copyright for, you have to make it private, and that's okay for educational settings is my understanding. But for me, it's all PowerPoints that I've created, and it's all my own, images and stuff from my computer, so I can go ahead and make it public. And so you just click on public and then you hit save. Okay, so then once it's uploaded, you'll see that it's been added to your list of videos, and then you can also go back in and watch it and just make sure that it looks okay. From there, you can also, of course, get the URL for the video if you didn't get it before or you lost it or something like that. So that's how you can make it on YouTube, and then you can, of course, post the link on Canvas. Okay, so that's the end of my video. Hopefully that helped you get started. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me. But like I said, there are a lot of people who actually know more about this on campus than I do. For example, Jay Benedict, but there are lots of people who have been doing this for longer than a week. So I'm happy to answer questions as much as I can. And otherwise, good luck with everything.